Well, hello there. This is Diamond from Diamond Shine Soap. I'm excited to see you today. Today we are going to make a coffee candle. Now, guys, go ahead and subscribe to the channel since you are watching this video, and go ahead and hit that like button to tell me how you feel about this video. All right, guys. Now, look, if you want the entire recipe, all of my supplies, and everything that I'm doing, remember, you can find it in the description box. So if you want the wick size, the actual wax that I'm using, and everything like that, go ahead and click the link in the description box. I'm going to take you to the Patreon where you'll find all of my classes. And I don't understand why you're not a part of the Patreon. All right, let's go ahead and get right into it. So today we're going to be using a gel wax. Gel waxes are pretty special. They definitely require you to pour at a certain temperature, put a certain amount of fragrance in it. It will catch on fire if it's not handled properly, okay? So what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to go ahead and slice these up into like little squares. Now I have fragrance part of my ice. The part right there that look kind of yellow, that's the one I fragrance, and then the one on top, as I get closer to the end, I'll have like bigger chunks. Those are the ones that I did not fragrance because those were the ones that were going to be seen. Whenever you add fragrance to gel wax, it does get a little cloudy, so I did not want the top of my candle to have that cloudy effect, okay? So you're going to go ahead and you're going to put these little squares / ice into the candle jar, and you want to make sure you're getting it as close to the I would say the wall of the jar as possible. Like you want it all to be like pressed against. You want it to be seen. You want to make sure like you really line them up. Like I'm getting ready to show you guys, it's lined up all around the jar. All right, so you're going to go ahead and grab you some wax, and you want to go ahead and get you some candle dye. And if you need exactly what I use, guys, remember it's in the Patreon. I do not put this stuff on YouTube. So this is the color that this candle dye is going to turn my candle into, okay? So you're going to go ahead and pour into the jar using the wax that I told you guys to use because it's going to give you a stronger hot throw. Remember, the gel wax is not going to give you a hot throw, but the wax that you're going to use, that is where your hot throw is going to come from, okay? Because gel wax really is for decoration. Is really not to give you like a strong smell. So you're going to fill it up halfway, okay? And in the beginning, I showed you guys a mold. That was a soap mold, and that is how I made my cubes. I pretty much poured my gel wax into that mold, and then I pulled it out, and that's when I started cutting it up into those little squares. All right, so I filled it up halfway, guys, and that's what you want to do. You just want to fill it up halfway, and at the top we're going to do that brown color, okay? So you're going to go ahead and get you some candle dye. And so with this particular dye, I used about maybe 3 drops of dye to achieve this color, like 3 little drops of dye. Then I stirred it in. By that time, my wax did start to thicken up a little bit. So with that being said, I went ahead and just kind of heated it up just a tiny bit, just to get it back warm and flowing again, okay? So you want to go ahead into all those little gaps, and you want to just go ahead and pour that wax into those gaps, okay? And as you guys can see, I'm filling in every single gap, okay? Now, it is not going to mix like as far as like the white and the brown, so I use a heat gun just to kind of soften that white wax up again, because that white wax did solidify pretty fast. So I just went ahead, and so it's going to get pretty messy, guys. If you filled the candle all the way up to the top, you're going to see a little bit of overflow, but it's okay, because in the end, you could just take you a rag like I did, and I just begin to clean up my candle in the end. So you just pretty much liquefying everything, okay? And the reason why you're doing that is because after we finish doing this, these colors are going to blend together. So we're going to take something and we're going to begin to press on the sides like that. You see that? You're pressing on the sides, and you're bringing that brownish color into the white to just really give it that cappuccino feel, okay, because this is a cappuccino candle. Now you can go ahead and you can make your top darker if you want to, and you want to make it matcha tea, frappe. You could just really honestly get creative and do what you want to do, but this is the technique that we're going to use to blend it, okay? I taught you guys another technique a long time ago where you just kind of ripped into the gel. No, we won't be doing that, all right? So I'm just filling it all the way up to the top, guys. And when I filled it all the way up to the top and I let it solidify, what I realized about this candle, I definitely had to heat gun the top, okay, to smooth everything out. So you're going to have to heat gun the top just to smooth everything out if you have any bumps and stuff like that in your wax. And I'm just checking my candle just to make sure everything is right, everything is placed properly, because you just have to, okay? And now if you don't use the right density of gel wax, it will not stay in an ice cube shape. It will just kind of go flat on you. So make sure you use the density that I told you guys to use. And that density is not found at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. You would definitely have to use the link that I'll give you in the Patreon just to be able to get that density. So I am finished with my candle, and this is how it came out looking in the end. It came out looking so beautiful, guys. If you want this label, comment below in the Patreon and say I want the label, and I will give you guys the actual label. All right.